Force adaptation. Okay, well that's all I have because the game we're into the match. It seems
We're in the
pistol
match.
has started.
The HUD's a little bit messed up. No
that
big deal.
did
We're on a
confuse
pistol
me.
round.
Oh,
It's
man.
still 5-on-5. Your boy Dre is playing very aggressive here at A main with that one way down. Envy is fighting for it. I mean, they have Mame on that Omen hiding in the corner, playing off of the Raze. If your boy Dre aggresses in any way, this Crossfire will definitely take him out. So it's a good little trap they've set. And now FNS and Crashies roll to the B site. This is what I was talking about before the game started. They're going to get B main control now. They're going to really, really make things hard for LG. LG is going to have to guess which site is it, right? Because there's people in B main, there's people in A main, and even Foods lurk mid. They have full map control. This is a scary round for LG.
I do feel like
Look
LG
at the rotate, Dan.
are
All
good at
five are
playing
going
this
to be.
style.
Oh, that's not good.
It's definitely not ideal. But they just have to hit some of these shots. Oh, that seemed like it was going to go in your boy Dre's favor, but it doesn't in the end. Moving forwards, just some poking and prodding there from the rafters position. Not yielding any kills. Caboose is going to send that Boombox straight down. It's going to cause some problems. Thief has found his way in for a trade, at least. So there is something going in the way of Luminosity here, but the spike will eventually be planted. And not much ground to work with for Luminosity on this retake. Food has a very good position. He's ready with the curveball too. That's so painful. The timing is beautiful. They have to fall back. It just wastes more and more time.
Now the dark cover comes for the door. Actually, for Heaven. These guys are just going to have to frag out coming from Heaven.
They're looking to do just that, though. As they go for the drops, and it's a trade. It's looking pretty good boost with a nice connection onto Crashies. It's down to Mummy. Oh!
Whoa!
Okay, Stella, he's got a chance now. He's got to really hit this kill off of the first peak, but it's not even coming to him. It's just he just needs a little bit of leg. That's basically it. And the pain shell's coming in as well. Completely denies him an ability to do anything here, and Caboose even gets the kill to charge up that ultimate. Just that little bit more.
The old CS jiggle peek coming in from Caboose. Making things so hard, right? You're just jump spotting. You're not trying to frag, the guy in the site in the one-on-one. You're just trying to make him very uncomfortable. You're trying to see if he's on the spike. You're trying to get an exact location of him. What is he up to? Is he pushing me right now when he tapped the spike? Is he sticking it? Is he in an off angle further in the distance? You're not sure. So you're just trying to figure out some information, any information with those jiggle peaks. And Caboose played that perfectly.
So now we move into the anti-eco. And again, Envy is a team that they know how to do this. Again, this is one of those things from CS, which I think it took some years in CS for teams to really start to understand how to best approach it, because you want to be able to find information. You want to be able to find out where the players are. On the other side, you want to see if you can bait rotations. You want to find the holes. You want to avoid the stacks. There's lots of nuance to doing that, and Envy is a team that's going to be very familiar with this.
Yeah, and you can see Caboose is going towards A main. He has that boom bot. He's probably going to aggressively fight for this A main control. Meanwhile, at B, you see Food. So they separated these two duelists out. And I can tell from how Envy's approaching, where they are up in these barriers, the duelists are going to fight for those extremities. So Food is going to fight for B main, likely with a flash, maybe a recon from Crashies to aid him in that. He's definitely going to get help from Crashies or FNS. And meanwhile at A, Mame is going to help Caboose get A main control. I think they're going to spot out... Oh, Dre actually sold the shotgun. So this is kind of like a full eco here coming out of Luminosity with the exception of the Sheriffs.
Always like to see the Sheriff on a Proto. And your boy Dre as well, the other one. Makes sense.
There you go. They got both lobby controls already. We're just several seconds into this round. They have A main, B main, and Crashies is already gearing up to take mid. You can see they've left B main, but placed an alarm bot there. So just in case there's a counter aggression in B main, Envy will be alerted. LG is trying to collapse on mid.
Timing is actually really good because it's at the same moment that Envy are looking to push into B through B main. So there will be a fast response there. It just depends on how long Proto can hold on by himself. Shouldn't be for too long, honestly. He's just stuck there. Oh, he gets a headshot with the Sheriff. And I don't think he can get anything else. The paranoid comes through to deny him, but it was a good effort. It's really the best you could expect. And the spike will be planted there. It is given to Food.
They give it to the Phoenix.
Yeah.
every I is dotted, every T is crossed in this game for Envy. It's so different from what we saw versus FaZe. They really have intention with every little piece of utility. The ult orb's going to food. Sometimes they go to Caboose, depending on what they have in store. You can see what they're going for, though.
In comes the paint shells, and it will be difficult to find a way. There is a paranoia on Stellar still, but I don't think he wants to burn it. And indeed, Envy able to lock it down, and just, I think, you know, we highlighted it as the round sort of went through its different phases, just all of the different efforts that Envy, you know, did, or efforts they made, sorry, to make it safe.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you, but this round with all these specters and where food is at, our entire round is likely going to be revolved around getting food and ult orb. So he's heading over to B. I think he's the most important player in this early round because they're going to fight tooth and nail for B main. They're going to get it because there's just a cypher there. They're also going to try to fight for A main. And he is going to get that orb in like 1 second.
Luminosity, you know, they do take cat control, so it's the poor man's A main control because you'd rather probably have A main, but
I like that, Dan.
But if you can have something, you at least can take that control. If you lose A main, the other team invests there, we will probably be able to take cat control, but it is definitely not too difficult for the attackers if they really want to get you out of those positions on cat as well.
Yeah, I love this look from FNS, by the way, putting that alarm bot in B main after you aggress. So they got the ult on food, like I mentioned previously. They smoked A main pretty aggressively, so they have A main. And LG is just guessing right now. I mean, I wish I could tell you they have some kind of deep strategy, but they have no map control. They're just guessing. So you can see that Envy's prodding out the map right now. They put the turret down. They're sending the drone in. They're smoking market. They're really trying to sell this B hit, but it's actually an A hit.
Joke's over. You're dead.
And there it is. You're talking about it. They're running back from food to enter onto the side. That's insane. He's just so good, isn't he? Instantly taking down the defenders of the A site, and it doesn't leave very much left in the tank here for Luminosity. Beef caught out a little bit there, but still recovers.
Take flight.
A 3v3 on the retake. Ult advantage with Envy, though. If necessary, the showstopper is there. But they may not... Oh, hello!
Oh.
Moose! Let's go. Able to find another edge. 3 versus 2 now. There's one more player in hell, and they should have a good sense of it. The TP comes through. He's able to escape around Jen somehow, and he's going to find a frag out of it to reset the situation. The trade comes through from Thief, leaving food. Coming from rafters, they're going to realize it. There's the lineup for the hot hands, and it's good, but will it do enough damage in time? Looks like it will pull him off of the spike defuse, but it's coming back in. There's nothing that Food can do to stop it, and the round will go to Luminosity. What an insane retake.
That is an incredible retake. Off the back of that frag from Moose. I mean, he was pretty silent, if I'm being honest, on Haven. He's one of their star players normally. They need him to become activated. And what better time than to shut down this bonus round from Envy? Because if they won this, it would have been a nightmare of a half for LG. It's a huge round. Bring it back 2-1. The full buys come out for both teams here. Oh, but Dre is only on a shotgun, Dan.
Yeah, but he looks like he wants to go aggressive A main. I wanted to make a point about some of this early round control, but we might go into that later because we do have a very aggressive looking Envy in that B main.
Caboose could definitely enter this with a showstopper, just satcheling in. And there's 2 people nested in the site. He could have tons of impact based on the location of these players.
Crashes, sends a drone up into the site. There goes the satchel and the showstopper to find Moose, and landing, almost taking down a Proto as well. Still alive though, but the trade is there, and now they have the side control. And I feel like this retake is going to be significantly more difficult, more troublesome.
Spectre. Yeah, Spectre, no paranoia, Judge. No boombot on the raise. Things are looking really difficult here for LG, but Stellar, if he finds a pick, changes everything.
Ooh, curveball coming through, but no peek with that. Food knows he can't handle that situation. Falls back. Boy, Dre, it's a tough one. Oh, he finds value with the Judge. And Heath with the showstopper. The trace come through. It's down to Stella now against Finesse. Tapping the bomb, forcing Finesse forward, forcing the swing. And he gets it again, Luminosity. Sean, if we go back and we do a snapshot of what they had going into this retake, you just feel like it's like a 5% retake or something.
Yeah. I mean, You're dealing with a Killjoy in a post plant. You're dealing with a Sova who has recons. You're dealing with Mame who has smokes. You're dealing with Food who still had his molly and a flash. Like, think about the utility they had to get through with those 3 players with a Judge and a Spectre, and they made it happen. That's a devastating blow for Envy's mental, in my opinion. To lose to that retake, oh, that's a painful one for Envy.
Yeah, and Envy, like they understand that the way that the B setups work. That whole round was designed with the showstopper, like using all the ults and so on, to specifically deal with what Luminosity do on the B site. And we can talk more about that later because we do have the result here, which is a crippled economy.
Mad Lads about to get Food both orbs this round. No, FNS has to get this one B for his lockdown, right? Surely. Share Food. Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they just double orbing Food every round because there's no control from Luminosity. So
yeah, Luminosity seems like they're okay with giving him those orbs.
I mean, it seems suboptimal, but again, like Luminosity are finding ways to win these rounds. So Envy, we talked about the clutch factor, how important that would be leading into this game, and so far Luminosity are showing that is an advantage for them.
Both duels get past the paint shell again.
Oh! He nails 3! That's insane. He's trying to copy Caboose, and I think he's done a really good job of it from that last game. And that's just going to leave Crashies left alone here. And that's it. That's over. I don't even understand how these players are this good, Sean. It's a little scary.
I don't get
just
it.
as you set it up too. Well,
they are
if they've
so
snuck past
mechanically skilled. It's literally like they're playing aim lab and they just don't feel pressure, and they're just so focused on their aim. It's unreal to watch the mechanics of some of these players in these high pressure situations. And he has some of the best aimers in NA storming at him. Food and Caboose got past the paint shells. They're on both sides of him, and he's dueling his way out of that scenario.
Envy like winning the rounds all the way up to like the last 10% of the round, and then they falter because of the clutch coming through, the mechanics coming through. And once again, we'll see both challenge on A and B main.
Yeah, and would you look at Dre? He's hiding. Oh, he's in big trouble. Or is he? He just comes back out and takes the duel. He gets out. I thought he was going to get paint shelled, but he's so quick to the fight. Oh my goodness.
And they reset the situation. It's a 5 versus 4. Or rather, a 4 versus 5, I should say, from Envy's perspective on the attack. And you can see that, if you give it a bit of space, Luminosity have that advantage. They're going to fall back, and we get a fake coming through. And that's a smart play against Luminosity because they don't have info at all. So
yeah, it should drop the ult out of Moose, and there it is. Moose is going to take out that Killjoy ult. This is an A hit, and Food is again having success in the run it back. Double entry twice now. This is in his molly too. Trying to knife his teammate. This man is just like, I'm just kidding.
That's a big kill to find as well. That's no luck now. That means they know that the 2 remaining players on the site, they're getting tags with the recon as well, so they have info. Again, Luminosity, in fact, I should say Luminosity look like they are going to win this retake from the get-go. Normally it looks like they're at a disadvantage, but they're looking strong now. Another tag coming through. That's the drone. Mummy with the paranoia though. That's huge. That allows Food to get a free kill. And there's the flash ready as well. The timing is
broken. They know both must come heaven, Dan. Look at the flash.
And there it is. They line up for Mummy and Envy close down. They close down a round. This is an insane matchup so far because it doesn't feel like Luminosity should be competitive, but they are so very competitive and so very dangerous.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't feel like they should be in this game. They're giving up the orbs. They're giving up A main. They're giving up B main. They're in deficits in post-plant scenarios. They're not breaking the door there on the retake, so the 2 defenders in the site can recognize, everyone must come from heaven. Everyone must come from heaven. Now, that's not... Luminosity's just missing a couple things in these rounds, and they would be way ahead.
Oh, I love this. Your boy Dre there pulls out the knives. He's going aggressive. Almost to cover his position. That's not going to work out. Jump peeking the top mid will deal with him. And then the orb pickup again. Honestly, I feel like there's a record happening. Envy collecting the most orbs in a game for a single team in a matchup. Because none of these orbs are being challenged, or it doesn't ever seem like it's in question that they'll pick up all of the orbs that they want.
Yeah, I will say it is very hard for the defenders on Ascent to get either orb, B main or A main, but it's also usually hard for the attackers because the defenders put an immense amount of pressure on them. So, this is this is sketchy.
The judge, I bet on the judge every time in this scenario.
Same.
Every time. The judge is always good for it. Out come the knives, and he'll just get sprayed through as Finesse runs on through. But they've locked down the choke point. There's no entry. There's nothing gained for losing those two players. Absolutely nothing. Oh, I love this though, Mummy. He's gonna try to make this work. From the shadows comes in, and there's a post plant somehow now because of the Omen ultimate. It's going to require a lot.
He gives us smoke for Crashies. Crashies has its goal.
Player standing.
They'll go straight through though, and Proto has no issue taking them both down. So it was a good attempt. I really like the try to just figure out a way to win the round there with the ult, but it's kind of crazy, Sean. But it feels like Luminosity are about to take over the match. Do you get that feeling as well?
I mean, I'm getting that vibe as well, Dan. I will say Crashies has that Sova ult, but yeah, it's weird because even though strategically Envy looks so good, LG does all of the things better that I find meta right now. Whether that be shotgunning, having a jet, creating space, the chaotic moments where someone uses a movement ability. They're doing all of those things better than Envy, which are kind of like the intangibles of this specific meta. It's so interesting, this matchup.
Actually fighting for main control, and your boy Dre, was close to get that one. Beef though somehow gets all 3 kills, and that's just wiping out the eco completely. Very little going into this round for Envy. Looking like it's looking like a clean round for Luminosity, and that's going to build up their bank quite nicely. And so here we are, Sean. What needs to change for Envy? Because you feel like, again, they're getting all of the edge.
Yeah. I don't know, Dan. I don't know what they do to get to the next gear, right? They're already getting all the orbs. They're already having their duelist be activated. They're already setting their duelists up for success. Crashies is already doing good on the lurk. FNS is already getting B main control. So I don't know. I really don't know what the answer is for Envy right now, other than to secure their post rounds a little bit better. It's not the initial battles that typically don't go their way. But this will be different. This is a heavy fight for A main control from LG. It looks like for once in this game, they're going to actively fight for this very hard.
The showstopper's up though, Sean. So if we see resistance from Envy, I feel like
Envy gave it to them. So Dre's going to go to Y, and this is a cat hit, which is the first time I think we've seen Envy try something like this. The recon clears out close.
Ball comes through from Crashies, trying to find those A defenders, clearing out space for his teammates, taking tree control, but this is going to be a scary situation. The recon comes through, Food is pretty close. He wants to punish this one very quickly as the snaps come through as well, and Luminosity looking pretty good on this hold. They gave up a lot of space, and Envy is sending it all the way through. Your boy Dre with the timing there, finding one, and somehow Finesse is alive still. But not for too much longer, it seems. Crashies, last man standing. And they know exactly where he is. Spikes down on the ground. This shouldn't be winnable here for Crashies. They line up though, and it's just small chance to get 2 kills, but the trade is in. And it's Luminosity 6-3 now, and a small part of me wonders that they didn't take a main control Envy because they knew that the showstopper was out, or available at least.
Yeah, maybe so. The individual plays from LG though coming up big. Your boy Dre, just 200 IQ, dodging the drone, killing the guys on Cat instead of pushing into the Sova. He's taking the low-hanging fruit right there. And honestly, I think he probably gets the 2K without the Cypher ult messing up, the hit, like the aim kind of look on his screen, the Cypher outline. Wow, so well played from him and Moose.
Yeah, really impressive so far. Luminosity, they just keep on surprising you. Dude has crept into market though. He's gonna. This could be huge. He's definitely found a timing with this one. Moose has Thief's back though. Great cover. This eco is not going to do too much from Envy.
Camera take found you.
Enemy remaining.
And just like that, it's pretty much over. The best look possible for Envy in this first half should be 5 rounds.
Yeah. Wow. LG has come back into this game, and they look like the favorites at this point in this map. Easily. Easily, they look like the favorites. I mean, I don't think this is a super defender-sided map when I watch it at the top level of pro play in NA. So where they find themselves right now is up, 7-3. At the worst case scenario, it's a 7-5, and that's a huge win. Like that's crazy. LG with a great comeback into this half.
Yeah, it's been really interesting to just see how it's happening too, because it's just, again, I used the word surprising. I think it's a good one. And mid play comes out from Luminosity. They're mixing things up. We asked what Envy needs to do differently, but Luminosity, that mid aggression, we haven't seen that before. And Caboose is going to go straight in with a showstopper to meet it. Looking quite difficult now for both teams. The lurk is caught by Stellar. Finesse was trying to gain ground. He was expecting to have more free space there to move into B, but with that kill, that changes everything. But as I say that, Mummy finds
They can't
one
help
also.
themselves, Dan. They can't help themselves.
They can't.
The trade's coming
B
back
main.
and forth, but Stellar is making a play. He is making a massive play to cut B main right now, get all of that info, and that's really eye-opening for someone like a Proto who's back middle right now. He also has the cam at A. So think about all of the info right now that LG has with Stellar there, the cam at A. They pretty much know exactly where NB has to be.
Great angle
Enemy
too.
remaining.
Easy frag from Stellar. And that's going to be awful now for Mummy. He doesn't. Oh, he's going to get the
This is
TP,
ult. He
Sean.
can go A, Dan.
30 seconds
Do it.
left.
But the
That was
Stellar
so crazy.
preemptively ulted before.
Yeah.
That could have been one of the most colossal fails from an. He would have literally TP'd out of the site in a
Yeah.
1-on-2. It would have been epic. It would have been a fail of epic proportions if we saw that happen. But we don't.
I really wish we would have. That would have been.
You are
just
evil.
so
You are
funny.
evil for
It
wanting that, Daniel.
When I saw the TP, I'm like, oh my god, it's going to happen, isn't it? But either way, we're into the next one, and Luminosity 8-3. They might get a 9-3 here. They've got your boy Dre on that operator. It is a 4-buy here for Envy. They're going for a B play. Heavy focus here. There goes the shock dart to try to destroy that lockdown. Although actually,
Shells do not break it. These guys are gonna get detained.
uh-oh, that's the problem. Do they get punished though? That's the question. How goes Food with the run it back, trying to find value in spawn? Like, it's haunted. It's a full retake. We know just quite how strong Luminosity have been on these retakes so far, and they don't have any ults really to work with. Crashies has that defensive Hunter's Fury, sending it up spawn. The great angle for it. Also into market. It's such a difficult ultimate to deal with. Food in this position is so dangerous as well. This is looking so difficult for Luminosity. I can't say it enough, but in comes the split through market, through spawn, trying to find the frags, trying to work their way into the site. Envy now.
He's stuck
Pressed
that ult. He's market flanking. Mummy with the ult to flank market.
And it's looking pretty good here for Envy. Mummy able to take down everybody. Goose is the last man standing, but that's going to be the end of the half. Envy scraping together one more round to finish that first half with 4 total. That's not a good look, but it might be enough.
I mean, I couldn't have thought of a better word. They really were scraping those rounds out. Every round just seemed like such a struggle. But when we watch LG win their rounds, it almost looks kind of effortless, if I'm being honest. They're kind of just, casually coming in and just playing off of each other so well, playing with confidence, aggressively swinging like this. The rounds for LG just go so much smoother when I'm watching them on this map. And that scares me a little bit right now because they're playing simple and, the whole KISS saying, Dan, keep it simple.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's so funny too, because as you say, they look more confident and they have a better flow, but they've been working with way more disadvantages.
Yes.
So there's this massive cognitive dissonance with that. That's so fascinating. We get an A main aggression.
Envy pushed to Gelato, and these guys going up catwalk heard that. So look at the reaction. They're just going mid through the smoke. What a read.
However, there is a Man set up on that B site.
Yeah, I'm scared for Cypher and Sova. But the push was spotted out. So they recognize that Envy has pushed A. But did they realize someone's in their spawn?
Take flight.
Reset into a heavy B main. Doing bot for info there, coming in from the boost on the defense. Oh my god, I'm gonna get shock dart. Yeah, that's a great shock dart coming through on the caboose, and the attack comes through onto the B side, but the defenders are still largely alive here for Envy. Finally, caboose will go down at least, but there we go. Your boy Dre able to clear out the site now. Envy having to fire from spawn. They've got also Mummy coming in from B main.
The paranoia, Dan. A paranoia. And look where they are. They're clustered together in the most common spot to send a paranoia.
Here.
Oh dear. This paranoia is going to be lethal.
Envy waiting
Everything
for the
is going to
moment.
be on the back of the paranoia recon combo. There's a smoke,
go.
there's the recon, there's the paranoia.
And food comes through with crashes, and it's just looking immaculate. Just as you said, waiting for those abilities to come off cooldown, sending them in, coordinated push.
Even
Fantastic
the
play.
TPs, the food. I mean, everything just seems like it has a reason when you're watching Envy, right? You just knew what was going to happen, right? How could they make the best use out of these three agents? Well, I would be smoking the back of the site, paranoing through. If the guys are all paranoid, they can't break the recon, so I'll probably shoot one of those too. Yeah, that seems optimal. Let's do that. Envy looks so drilled.
And this is how it starts. This is how the combat begins. Especially on the defender side, it takes a lot of pressure off to not have to face the attackers when they are able to dictate the pace from the get-go. And instead, we're going to see some aggression towards A main, coming in from Luminosity. Pain Chills to deny any denial of the ultimate orb, which your boy Dre will pick up. Envy
that's
forced to retake
beautiful.
A main, and they're going to get it.
That's beautiful. That's exactly what I was talking about last half when there's re-aggression for that A main orb. The paranoia, the Molotov. Now Food's jiggle peeking. All right. He sees that they've come back in A main. He's calling it to his teammates. He is hanging around for a little bit long here, Dan.
It's Food, and we must trust him.
It's true. He is hungry.
Reset coming through from Luminosity, trying to find their way onto a pick. They do have a couple of sheriffs, as we've seen before. Thief on the Ghost. And your boy Dre might find a pick. I mean, there are some angles to work with around Catwalk, for sure, but Envy playing extremely passive setups. They know time is working in their favor right now, and especially with that dark cover on B main, it doesn't give... They're shepherding Luminosity up mid,
difference. I mean,
effectively.
they have the
Okay.
alarm bot mid, so they know no one's
30
mid. They have the
seconds left.
turret holding B main. They have the dark cover B main, so no one can really come beat. This A side, though, is really weak right now. Really, really weak. They're susceptible to the split.
Door be broken. Oh, I was just about to say they need an insane entry, and your boy Dre delivers. But crashing his backside still with the Spectre takes down your boy Dre. There's the second one as well. Oh, Crashies is going absolutely ham in the site. And now it's just Stella. He's got nothing. It's a good attempt. Crashies though. He did what he needed to do to keep everything under control.
Yeah, that got really scary when your boy Dre hits that one shot right there, you know, and it's a 5-on-1 in the A site for about 5 seconds. You really feel like LG is gonna steal it and just run away with the game. But Crashies comes up with the most heroic round I've seen out of him, in the last week probably, because he's had some crazy rounds. But they needed that. They really needed that 3K on MB to keep the comeback possible. And now they're going to try to get this bonus round we keep talking about. Are they going to be able to weather the gun differential here?
A main control goes to Envy. Using that one way. Oh, and just Fury out from Crashies. Almost using that for information if players are going up Catwalk in the timing, but right now Envy are playing with very little info. As you say, Sean, before that, they have that alarm bot in mid, and they've got A main control, so they're giving up Catwalk and Tree for free.
Yeah, but on the other side of the coin, I mean, LG has nothing. I mean, they haven't activated this alarm bot mid. They haven't taken cat control. They haven't taken A main control. They haven't taken B main control. And there's only 55 seconds in the round. They just broke that alarm bot. There's 3 people on the B site, a turret, and 2 Molotovs. This will be a hard take.
See what they can do with it, though. They've really surprised us many times. Maybe this will be one more of those. The boy Drake. We follow him, looking for the entries, but it's finesse. My goodness, with that Spectre as well. They're making it look like they're working with Phantoms right now. This trade's come through from Luminosity, but it's down to Stella. He's at a man disadvantage as he swings into this B site. He's got to find 2 players. He is against the blocker as he starts to encircle these bomb side boxes, and now it's just one left.
No spike.
Oh no. He has to get to the spike. You're right. You're totally right. Food is there to God. He's caught in the open, but still with the Sheriff, he makes it good for Envy as they pick up one more round, and they're about to equalize with Luminosity as they trail just 1.
What an insane 2K coming up from the in-game leader. FNS finally coming up big for the team, holding down that stairs position with a Spectre, nonetheless, at a heavy disadvantage. For him to find 2 frags there, oh, that's a big round for Envy, and you can see what it means for LG. They're saving here. We could be looking at an 8-8 game. I can't believe we're here. It seems like every time I think a team's going to win, the other team starts winning.
It's a tough look for Luminosity. Looking to find their feet and their momentum now. Walk up catwalk. It has been the weak spot in many of these Envy setups. By design, of course. Envy know that that's their weak spot too, so they have contingency plans. And here comes a drone, so just check it, and it's going to spot a couple players. Big win for Envy, but also maybe a chance here for Thief. He's in a forward position. Actually starts to get out of there. Realizes he gets split on. Mummy able to defend through the smoke. And Food is lurking in wine, and they didn't realize the boy Dre's gonna have to do something insane here, but Finesse is going to calm it all down once again. 8-8.
FNS coming in big right here. I mean, that's a hard kill to get. A Jet just floating in the middle of grass. You cannot guess that angle. That's you can't have the right crosshair placement on that Jet floating through the air with her daggers out. That's impossible. So the fact that FNS got that frag, settling in now, we're at 8-8. Both teams on a full buy. We have some big ults building for both teams. This is where LG really has to show us something special, Dan.
And I think that they recognize that. They've taken a tactical timeout to figure it out. One would assume. Get everybody on the same page. What would you be talking about in a tactical timeout here for Luminosity?
Well, LG definitely plays a different style than the style I would probably run. So that's the thing. I'm not sure. I think they're probably going to try to get fights into their duelist hands, right? So whether that be somehow activating your boy Dre, right? With a cat smoke, a drone out of this tiles position, and having Dre just, I don't know, walk up towards market or something, walk into middle and just actively look for kills, because it looks like their style is more revolving around letting their duelists shine than Envy style of coordinating this massive synergistic push together, combining abilities.
The defenders, they switched up the Killjoy utility. They're running a different setup too, Sean.
Oh yeah, FNS dumped everything on catwalk. Yeah, Dre is just walking up mid behind this drone. He's literally just walking right into market right now. The difference in styles is so apparent between these teams. He's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going. Ooh.
Breaking the door. They're gonna reset back off of this. They've suggested B play. That would normally, I feel like that would normally pull a rotation, but right now it's actually pulling an info play from the B players who feel the pressure.
FNS is looking spawn from grass, but this push from Food, yeah, you can't read that. You have to be worried about the dart. Great re-aggression on market from Envy, and they're in a 5-on-4, a clean 5-on-4, Dan.
Envy are putting Luminosity in some difficult positions here. It seems like Luminosity don't know what to do when they're kind of pausing in the mid round there, but moving back into a split on this B side. They've got to deal with Crashies. It's got to be good, but not even looking the right way. It's a good trade from Thief, and he's able to collect this. Oh, there we go. He's able to collect the spike as he makes his way through now, but they need side control still, and the rotation is already there. It's behind them. It's in market. It's in spawn, and it's Food at the back of the site to make matters worse. And he's able to come back into it, although the punish is in. And Proto, he can't find it. He can't find it, not this time. And Envy take the lead, and it doesn't look like they are going to drop any momentum at all. And Sean, I feel like we're starting to see some of the limitations for Luminosity calling in the mid round.
Oh my goodness. I mean, limitations maybe. I think they had a good play to try to get Dre activated, but Envy is just all over everything right now. Tactically, they're just way ahead right now in this matchup, and it's making things really, really hard for the aimers on LG. There's just not a lot of openings. And Food just... I don't even understand. Every time he pops this running back, he's just getting 2 frags. I've never seen anything like this.
Luminosity just waiting out the same aim play.
Look at the difference. Last half when Caboose would drop that boombot, they would get a main. Meanwhile, it requires a boombot and a drone, and they still don't have a main control. Just got it, but think about what they had to spend to get it. And they have no map control, no one's B. Look at the rotate from Envy. They're pushing off Cat, they're playing aggressive.
No more charges left.
Oh man, LG feels real tunneled right now.
Again, it feels like they are going to be forced to play the tune of Envy. On the defense, there comes the dash through, though, and the paranoias as well. Side control is there now for Luminosity, but they have to hold on to it. They've got to get the spike planted. Hunter Shuri from Moose is going to create some additional space. Boy, Dre, the Judge. This is such a good spot for the Judge. It feels good right now for Luminosity, but the lockdown's available for the Finesse. That's surely going to be stuck down at some point soon. Here we go. And a retake can commence.
Look at the flank from Caboose, Dan. Look at the flank from Caboose.
Oh, the timing is not good. Pro to be able to trade, but it's so desperate. They've got to challenge the lockdown, but there's no way for them to do it, Sean. It's just impossible. And it's going to come down to Stella's flank, but you can see that they are somewhat cognizant. Walking past Finesse, but maybe not. Finesse will catch Stella 10-8 now. That's every round in this second half, I think.
Yeah, I love that round. I love that round because you are aware of what's going on by the lockdown, but Envy is so well drilled that they had Caboose on the flank. I mean, he has so much good utility to just destroy people if they just decide to, you know, survive inside of Wine. That would be a huge mistake if LG did that. Really, their only choice was pushing the lockdown. Based on Envy's positioning, that's just very well done from Envy.
Envy well and truly in the driver's seat now. Coming closer and closer to eliminating Luminosity in this best of 3.
Again, Grace is going to walk up into market again. They're just trying to get this star duelist his fights. But it's so hard with the utility from Envy. Look how annoying it is with his drone. It's going to tag him twice. Oh, that's so annoying.
And moving that Killjoy utility around again, it feels like there's just so many unknown elements all the time. If you're Luminosity, it feels just so hard to predict what's happening. We'll get this mid-control again, and it is something that's being effectively given to them. You might see reaggressions as we have in the past, but generally it's being given to them. And they're going to rotate back into some CAD control now with that forward market control. They might be able to do some damage with Moose, who's been left in this position.
I mean, the problem is, Dan, is they have no A main control. So who's going to get Mame out of that Wine position? Who? Oh,
Delayed.
they're going to come right into Food. What an amazing wall.
30 seconds left.
Oh.
That's pretty big. Food, though, he's just unstoppable.
enemy remaining.
3 kills quickly. In fact,
Spike down A.
people are dying so fast. There's no
Everyone's
way to
dead, Dan.
commentate that. That's impossible. Moose coming through, and it's so unfortunate for Moose because it feels as though his position didn't have impact. Ultimately, that
10
deep market
seconds
position, unable for him to find much with that.
Wow. I mean, we said last half, the score honestly, it didn't really reflect what we were casting and what we were saying. And I think we're finally getting the catch up, right? it's catching up, right? Everything we were saying last half is kind of, now the rounds are actually ending how we would expect them to end. Now that Envy's on defense and they have the positional advantage of making LG make the first contact. LG looks lost. I mean, Envy looks strategically like the better team. Their duelists are on fire. The only thing that's really missing when I watch Envy right now is Mame being super activated on the op like he sometimes is. FNS and Crash, he's finding value. But the duelists, food and Caboose.
Cage triggered.
I mean, this is a star performance from both of their duelists.
Proto's going to take that B main control, or at least that's what he's doing right now. And Luminosity haven't been that confident around A main. Able to walk through the tree. Oh, Proto goes a little bit deep there, and Killer comes in through to the A side at least, but Mummy's there also with the operator, so it's going to be hard to deal with him. But lots of ways to survive. It's a good angle. Doesn't have to overcommit as well. Gets a kill. That's all he needed to get. Able to get send forth the dark cover. That's going to block off A main, so they have to play on site to help each other. Plant comes through.
Paranoia for the planner. This guy's dead, dude.
Oh, they're all getting absolutely destroyed at this point. I felt like they needed that clutch. They needed that clutch to go their way, and it's 12 rounds now. Match point, series point for Envy, and Luminosity are facing elimination here at Masters.
And it's not looking good. I mean, I'm not gonna... I don't know what the formula is right now for LG to get these last 4 to even get it to OT. I mean, they're just dry walking up places. You can clearly see the difference in preparation between these two teams in this matchup, in my opinion. And Envy, there is almost no world where Envy isn't winning this series in my eyes right now, because they are clearly the more drilled team.
Yeah, totally agreed.
So this is very difficult if you're a LG fan right now watching this. That recon though, double ping FNS, but they're going into the stack. There's 3 people here. It's ulting out A. So food senses, oh, they're going to continue to push. No. Okay, so Proto now has the A main.
That's a great pickup from Moose. 5 versus 4 here for Luminosity. Food in a deep position on Catwalk. I feel like Food could just ruin their day. He could ruin their entire tournament here, because here he goes with the swing. The trade's in there. That's a good response from Luminosity. They don't lose too much there. Mummy on the side though. He's the next obstacle with that operator. Great angle. The flick comes through. He TPs off the side.
Oh, that's
Genius.
so fast.
Boost now. Watson in with the showstopper. There's not many places to go. He's probably going to get a connection if he sends that anywhere. And he finds the Proto. That's the A main player dealt with. 2 versus 2 now here. Caboose looks for his opportunity. Mummy's still on that operator, trying to work the rafters position. Caboose walks in the flank. Working that gen. There goes the trade one time. Oh, it's going to be down to these paint shots. It's going to force the swing. And Stella is good at the end of it. Scary, scary stuff.
I mean, did you see a world where Mame got out of that alive? I pretty much mained Omen for a long time, and I was like, ooh, he's in big trouble right now. I feel like he's gonna die to A main any second. He gets that kill, and he's so fast. He's so fast to ult away.
Instant ult,
my
yeah.
God, that was so impressive.
It's so beautiful because he knows all that he has to do is guarantee that he lives after he gets a kill, and that he's done the best possible thing. It's just so awesome to see that.
Oh, the instant shock dart makes Moose get out of his drone. Crash, he's trading 100 credits for 300 credits and some HP right there between Sovas. Huge win from Envy. The wall makes LG doubt that there could be a guy Wine. And this is wild. The Paranoid though gets both.
Oh, this is looking a little bit awkward here for your boy Dre. He's supposed to get the entry there with the ult TP as well, but it's actually going to go both ways. These kills, finally, it starts to swing into the favor of Luminosity. And Mummy on the retake with that operator. He has a Paranoia, but there's no lockdown here. Finesse is going to swing through with a Phantom. Do they realize about the camp player? Maybe they have a sense of it. If you're a Proto here, surely you have to wait longer. This would be catastrophic if he peaks too early. Oh, he just goes for the swing. I can't believe it. One with the Guardian, he picks it up. Mummy actually whiffs that shot, and Vanessa is sent packing, but I have to say the timing of the swing on the Proto, that maybe he felt like he wanted to confirm whether they were saving or not. I'm not sure.
Oh, that was just one of those scenarios where where he's lucky Mame was there for a long time, because Mame probably got sick and bored of holding the angle. He started to calm, like thinking about the next play. And once he starts thinking about the next play, the wide ring happens, FNS falls. And now I don't know. I think Envy might not have money, Dan. So we're sitting at 12-8 wondering how it could happen. And here we are at 12-10. And it's kind of happening.
Just enough money.
Just enough money for one more buy. But here's the thing. This is a buy. And next round, if LG wins this, I actually think the correct play for Envy right here, even though they have money, is to light buy. And the reason being is because their ults are in such a way where if they do a light buy here, they could get a full buy next round and have a ton of ults. And it's just, they would be at such a heavy advantage in that particular round that should be the play. Now, it's hard to make that decision because you can buy here, and I mean, the other option would be to have like a kind of a hobbled buy here. You have no ults, and then next round you would just buy down. You would have probably a bunch of specters, but you would have ults to go with those specters and stuff. So it could go either way.
Oh man, I totally agree with you actually that I would prefer to see the light buy because of what you're saying about generating the ults. They could have a showstopper and or a run it back, and they could guarantee a lockdown too. So, well, we'll see the early fight towards B main.
Oh, there's a gap here.
Oh.
Oh no. Do they expect this gap?
Oh god, this is scary. Oh, and he's right there. Both of them. Caboose gets two. Your boy Dre gets two back with the knives. And with that said, it's a 3-on-3, Sean. With over a minute to play with, this is an IGL's dream, surely.
Yeah, and the smokes are alive on attack. That's the first thing I look at in these scenarios, right? They have smokes. Okay, they can hit either site. That is now open. If that smoke agent were to fall in that skirmish, it would be catastrophic. But now they have options. They can go anywhere.
Boydre still with the knives as well. This HP is very low, but oh, this is so scary. Ness has that cap position. They're all going to be playing from sight. The Luminosity defenders on this.
Look at the drone.
This
man.
one.
I think the drone is the most important piece of utility right now. I mean, we're in a 3-on-3, and he has a recon drone. They're going to know where two people are on this retake. Minimum.
Cover going out.
Paranoia available as well. So once the drone gets that info, Paranoia will, or rather, it will be clearer whether.
It didn't get the tag.
There goes the swing from Finesse. He gets a tag on one player. Finesse drops two. It's down to your boy Dre. He's going to find one. He's got no HP, and he's going to get taken out. And the retake is good. Envy are good. They couldn't avoid any future shenanigans. They will eliminate Luminosity from the tournament, and they themselves will move forward into the next round, lower round 3, and where they will face Gen G.
Oof.